to the show, the eternal show. We're never gonna die. We're gonna live forever. It's a Wednesday. We usually record on Sunday. I don't know who I am, opera, but opera is what's happening. Mike is eating a protein bar or something, and it sounds like candy wrapper. Oh, seventh heaven, why do you need smock? I'm going to do the whole podcast like this.
Shut up.
Welcome.
Is this very ASMR-y? I feel like the wafers crunching.
Let's see. I don't know, because I know what it is. I feel like, but maybe it is.
What about the crinkling of the wrapper?
Oh, yeah, that's hot. Oh, my gosh, I'm so relaxed.
I'm going to combine the two.
It's super ASMR-y. Asthma. Sucks to your asthma.
I'm going to create perfect mashup. ASMR-io.
Yeah. ASMR
Mario.
Speedwagon. Sorry, I know that's not what you were getting at. Oh, like the sound of his feet hitting as he runs.
Yeah.
This is what his feet look like.
Man.
It's just me
Our
being
audio
stupid,
listeners
Chris.
are getting a treat today.
Getting a real... Well, they got the whole ASMR. It's only fair we give a little something to our video watchers, all however many of them there are. Welcome to AAWY, the And Also With You podcast from Affable Idiots. Every week, excuse me, join us and all your other lifelong friends as we laugh together. Anyway, that's an awful laugh. Share secrets.
Yesterday I wiped my butt and I got poop on my thumb.
Ew, that's gross. Speaking of poop, in this quarantine, my body can't figure out its poop schedule, so I'll go like 5 days without pooping and then poop 6 times in a day.
But you're my gosh, that's because your body always poops after when you come home from work. Now you just
When I come home from work.
is.
Exactly. And it's actually really quite painful not pooping that long. It really sucks. But now that we've shared our secrets, we're going to strengthen our friendships right here on this off-color Mr. Rogers Esquire in utero show.
In utero.
In utero. I'm one of your hosts, Jesse Neal. And with me here, I've got Chad Mikhail Ennis.
Toyota hot, hot, hot.
Happy Honda Day. Stupid.
See ya at Folger Kia.
Valdez. If you're from North Carolina, you'll get that. Let's see here. Okay. So it's the two of us and all you other lifelong friends listening and watching across the world. I'm so happy to be here with all of you.
And also with you. Get it? That's the name of the show.
So meta. Mike.
Yes.
I'm going to start today by asking you a question. And
Okay. I'm ready.
by George, you'd better answer me honestly.
Okay.
If you had to change your last name, it could
Ooh.
be any last name other than any iteration of the current last name you have, what would you pick?
Ooh. Off the top of my head, Knightley. Like Keira Knightley. If I married
that's
Keira
good.
Knightley, I would take her name and I could be Michael Knightley.
Oh, that's nice. I like that.
Yeah.
And then you could have your own like nightly TV show. You could really play up on your
Oh,
name.
shit.
Yeah.
Michael Knightley
hot.
Knightley. Mr. Nicely. Smiley.
Welcome to
Stick
Nightly
Stickly.
with Michael Knightley. Welcome to Nightly, where we come to you nightly on your nightly TV. I'm Chad Knightley. Also Mike Knightley. Nightly.
Mike Knightley. Welcome to my morning podcast.
Stupid. It's like Troy and Abed in the morning, but night.
Nights. Troy and Abed in the morning.
Nights. I had my coffee out of that mug today. I think of you and Tom every time.
Oh, Tom sent me an image the other day of Luigi backing up his butt. Like he was looking to push his butt on you.
We still have the brace things for TV or whatever that you were going to give to Tom, but then Tom left without them when we moved out. You remember?
Oh,
you
with the sound bar, like the boomerang looking things?
Yeah, we still have them, and it's been over a year, so I'm just like, let's just throw them away. Let's get rid of them. Get rid of them. Anyways, we're going to move in to the to the DMs of our healthy competition section. We're going to see if the healthy competition DMs us back. Here's a hint. It will. Last week, we played Made Up Makeup, a game where Michael Knightley...
It's going to stick.
It's totally going to stick. When you made up some makeup, and I did a really piss poor job of guessing...
That was a fun game.
Or what it was. It was super fun. So fun that no one took the poll. So I did the best that anybody did because that's science.
That's true.
We have no other proof that anybody did better than me.
We also gave everyone I guess, from Friday to now. We're doing it on a Wednesday now.
Yeah.
Not like Wednesday permanently.
No, just today, because my brain was stupid on Sunday, and I had a bad migraine. But I don't have one now, so that's good.
Be good.
Now, today, we have a hot new game called Crime Bands. Now, in this game, I have 7 bands.
Okay.
And I know that you don't know or that you have trouble with band names sometime, I think. So I've tried to go with ones that are universally known.
Okay. They're known across the universe.
Across the universe, just like the Beatles. That
the
song.
Beatles. I'm John Lennon from the Beatles.
From the Beatles. Now, each of these bands, so to each band, I have assigned a crime. Now,
okay.
I'll give you an example. I have an example. Now, I'll give you the crime, and if you can guess the band from the crime, you get 2 points. If you need help, I have created a headline of their arrest. And so, and if you get it from that, you get 1 point. If you don't get it at all, you get none points.
If I don't get it at all, I don't get any points.
You get no points.
Damn.
I know, it sucks. There were
Fucking
so many other
2020,
bands
man.
I could have done, but I'm like, I don't even know any of this band's songs. I just know the name of this band.
Is it Boys
So I
Like
didn't
Girls?
Put those in. It's Boys Like Girls. It's 30 Seconds to Mars. No, so for an example, the crime, inducing panic.
Panic at the Disco.
Exactly. You
Done.
got
Okay.
it. Now,
Okay.
this one was easy because the word panic was also in the name.
Right.
That only happens here in this example.
Okay.
Now, if you had needed help, the headline would have been, this group of friends was arrested, creating a disturbance at studio. I put 64 because but it's not 64. What is this? The disco studio.
54? Oh, Disco
Yep,
Studio.
that's the one.
Is it? Yeah.
It's Studio 54. I said 64 because I'm an idiot. But yeah, this group of friends was arrested, creating a disturbance at Studio 54. Panic at the Disco. So are you ready to play Crime Band?
I just want to hear you do that 30 times.
It's so much fun. Stupid. All right. Crime for band number 1. Public nudity.
I got it. I know it. I'm going to give the audience a chance to think for a second while they listen, and they're like, I wonder how many points I can get from this. And I'm going to be like, well, I'm going to take away your opportunity to hear the headline because I'm going to say bare naked ladies.
Hell yeah!
Yeah. Slow-mo hooray.
What did you say about hooray? What was the first
Slow-mo
part?
hooray.
I love it. Now, the headline would have been, exactly 1 week ago, these 4 Canadians were caught completely nude. So
Very
stupid.
good.
Okay, band number 2.
Okay, spaghetti.
Vehicular manslaughter.
Vehicular manslaughter. I need a headline on this one. I need a headline.
All right. Zooey Deschanel's former husband and bandmates were arrested after running down a local beauty queen with a taxi.
That doesn't confirm this anymore, but I am still going to stick with the same answer I was going to say before the headline. Is it Dashboard Confessional?
No.
No.
Same time frame when they were really big. Although I guess they're still going. Do you want me to tell you?
Yes.
Death Cab for Cutie.
Of course. Oh, God.
The beauty queen? The taxi? It was a whole thing.
I was thinking dashboard, car, confessional,
Yep.
like, hey, father, I've sinned, I killed somebody.
I write sins, not tragedies.
Oh.
That's Fall Out Boy, I think. They're not on this list. All right.
One night and one more time, think about the memories, even though they weren't that great.
That's a good face I just made. I don't know if you saw it, but it was really hot.
Oh, I did.
It was terrible.
I seen it with my own eyes.
Seen it.
Okay,
right,
I failed that
band
one.
3?
Numero tres.
All right, you're 1 for 2, but you've got 2 points, so that's good.
Okay.
Band number 3, The Crime. Multiple counts of first-degree murder.
Oh, shnikes. Multiple counts of first-degree murder.
Murder?
I need a headline.
All right. Looking on the bright side, gang of serial murderers finally caught and arrested. If
That
you know
helps
the song,
none for me.
nuts. Bright Side is part of one of their biggest songs that's, I think, still like up on the charts, even though it's decades old.
Journey.
Not that old.
Genesis.
tell you?
Wait, what was the crime again? Multiple counts of vehicular? No, multiple counts of first-degree murder?
First-degree murder.
All I can think of is 3 Days Grace. I don't know why.
No, that's wrong.
I'm completely lost. What is it?
The Killers.
Oh.
Do you know their song, Mr. Brightside?
No, not really.
I'm Mr. Brightside. It doesn't sound like that. Okay.
No, no.
All right. Are you ready for number
Spaghetti.
4?
Spaghetti numero quattro.
Trespassing, destruction of property, and criminal mischief. This one's going to be hard without a headline.
Trespassing.
Yep.
Destruction of property. Criminal mischief.
Destruction of property is like the main thing for this band in the title.
The Property
of the
Brothers.
band. Yeah, the show with the twins doing the homes.
Yeah, I'm gonna need a headline.
Last Halloween, these 4 friends were arrested for entering neighbors' properties and destroying jack-o'-lanterns.
Got it. I got it. Where the fuck are my car keys? I swear I had them an hour ago. Smashing Pumpkins.
You got it.
You know what that song that I just sang is?
No, I don't.
It's a song by Stephen Lynch called "What If the Guy from Smashing Pumpkin Lost His Car Keys."
Yes, I love it. I love Stephen Lynch. So stupid. All right. You ready for band number 5?
Spaghetti for band number 5 de quattro.
Arson.
That's it. Arson. Okay. Oh, okay. Fuego, fire. Fiestata. Start the fire. Billy Joel. He didn't start the fire.
It was always burning. I don't think that's even a Billy Joel song. Is it?
We didn't start the fire. That's Billy Joel.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
I guess I don't know my Billy Joel very
But
well.
it wasn't. It was Ryan. Ryan started the fire.
Started the fire. Stupid
Okay.
fucking Ryan.
Just arson. I'm gonna need a headline.
Grammy Award-winning indie rockers arrested after a blaze that destroyed a Frogger machine, centipede cabinet, and several pinball machines.
Oh, I feel like I should know this.
I feel like you will know this band. Maybe not
Why
super well,
am
but
I
you'll at least know
drawing
their
a
name.
blank? Why am I
What?
drawing a blank?
What kind of place houses machines like that?
Arcade. Oh, I think this is the name of a band. Arcade Fire. Is that a band?
Yes.
Okay. Gotcha.
I'm going to give you 1 point for that.
Great.
All right. Number 6.
Sace.
It's a simple one, just like arson. Assault.
Battery. The band Battery.
Band battery.
No. Assault. Salt and pepper. Salt and pepper.
You're playing like a word game. This is not a word game.
I'm still on your Google Translate game.
It's a fun game. We're going to have to do that again.
Okay, assault. Hit me, baby, one more time, Britney Spears.
It's much more literal than this.
Give me a headline.
Celtic hooligans shipped up to Boston after being arrested on multiple accounts of assault with their deadly legs.
Their deadly legs. But climbing up the topsail, he lost his legs because this is the Dropkick Murphys.
Ooh, 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 ooh. You got it. All right, this is the last one, number 7.
Okay, numero 7 con leche escuela mañana.
Willful poisoning.
Ooh, willful poisoning. Willful poisoning. Toxic. Britney Spears.
It's always goes back to Britney Spears.
Willful poisoning. Arsenic and Old Lace? No, that's a play. Give me a headline.
A real black parade. This sad group of emos were all caught poisoning their lovers.
Are you spaghetti?
Yes.
When I was a young boy, my father took me into the city to see a marching band. A young boy, My Chemical Romance.
You got it.
That song was the fucking anthem. Oh my God, that song was
so fucking
great.
good. I just got chills just thinking about it. When I was so emo myself, real depressed, I was like, yeah, get me. Such a good song. And Gerard Way does a comic. What comic is it? Oh, The Umbrella Academy.
Oh, yeah.
He wrote that.
God.
Give it to me, Jimmy. Yeah.
Oh. I'm going to go listen to that right now.
Yeah,
We're going to
you
go on
gotta.
a break. I'm just kidding.
Gonna slap it to
one
the
said
Black
that.
Parade.
No one said
What?
slap it. Unless you're talking
Oh,
about slapping the bass.
Yeah, I was gonna slap the bass. What were you thinking?
I was thinking of masturbating.
Oh, prevert.
Pre-bet.
Please
So
go onto the
precocious.
internet. Precocious. Precocious.
Precocious.
Preverts. Pros. Hidey nighty doty toty.
Dody Jody.
Doty jody. All right, friends. Please go to the internet, the Twitternet. Tell us, how did
Type
thou
an AOL
stew?
keyword. Affable Idiots poll.
Those are keywords.
No, it's all one word.
Oh, it's one word, no spaces. Tell us how you did on this week's game of chemical bands.
That's not what it was.
I know it wasn't. I messed it up, but it's fine. We still got my blows.
Band.
I said chemical band.
Yes, you did.
That's why I fucked it up. Crime band.
Chemical bands.
I was too excited still from the Chemical Romance song.
Oh yeah. That was
So
good.
beautiful.
I'm gonna make the next one. The next game is gonna be called Chemical Bands.
Yeah, and it'll just be the questions about the periodic table.
Yes. Nothing to do with bands, unless it's like bands of like horizontal
DNA.
rows across the periodic table.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Band. Yeah.
Bands. Banda.
Band-a-Bear.
Band-a-Bear?
Band-a-Bear
Manda-Bear. Build-a-Bear, Panda-Bear.
Build a Panda Bear.
This can just go on forever. I did build a Panda Bear at Build-A-Bear. Named him Kudzu.
Morgan, my little sister, made every time she went to Build-A-Bear, it was always the same bear. I think I've told this story before on this podcast, but it's always the same bear. It was always just the regular, completely black bear. And all of them, I'm pretty sure all of them had the same name. I think they were all named Cole. She had like 4 black bears. Because it was punny. Because Cole is a boy's name, but it's also black as coal.
Also black. Black as
Yep.
coal. That's so stupid. I made a Panda Bear once and named it Kudzu. Because I think Kudzu originated in China? I don't know. Maybe that was Japan. Maybe that's a completely racist name, and I need to rethink it. But he does still exist back in Hickory, North Carolina. And then I made a dog, a black lab, and I named it Deuce 2, which is redundant and also the smaller version of my now dead dog, Deuce. Dead dogs.
Good thing my hedgehog's dead.
That's a band.
Good thing my hedgehog's
Good thing my
dead.
hedgehog's dead. Oh, I miss my old dino.
I made I think the only Build-A-Bear I ever personally made was a white one. It was a white one. I can't remember. I don't think it either had a blue nose or I got it blue clothes. But its name was Buddy.
It's one of those rhymes.
Yep, one
Blue
of them
nose,
rhymes.
blue
One of them Shonda
clothes.
rhymes.
Shonda.
You think Shonda Rhimes and Leanne Rhymes stole each other's names?
Yes, 100%.
You think they went to the courthouse and said, I would like to legally change my name to the same spelling, but I'm going to borrow it from the other one?
I think so. Also, I just Googled where Kudzu's from. It is Japan. I need to rename Kudzu.
Ah, yes, you do. Great panda adventure.
Pandas are Chinese. Maybe I'll just call it Panda. Panda.
I want you to be so invested in making this right that you know how like at Build-A-Bear you actually go in and you type in what is your name and you type in the bear's name and it registers to you. I want you to go and like call Build-A-Bear customer service and be like, excuse me, 20 years ago I made a panda bear named Kudzu. I need to go into your system on his birth certificate and change it to
change
just
his
say
name.
Panda.
I'm realizing it's an insensitive name. Oh man. I'm so sorry to all. Oh, jeez. All right. Now that I've been honest about my flop up. That's PC for fuck up. Let's move on to some honest discussion. Shall we?
Discussion. Mozart, a kid of only 5, composing symphonies and gaining royalties.
So stupid. You just did the other thing. I've been trying to think for like 2 weeks. What is the song that we always used to sing and make it Irish? It was like a female from the 90s.
Oh, okay.
What was that? Because I
There
was
are
singing
two.
it. I was singing it a few weeks ago, and literally I can't remember it now.
There are 2. One of them is Jules' hands. These hands are small, I know, but they're not yours. They are my own. And it slowly becomes that.
Yes.
And you just sing those words over and over. Not yours, they are my own.
My
No, they're
own.
not yours. And then there's, you already won me over
That one.
in spite of
In
me.
spite of me.
Don't be surprised if I fall head over feet. And don't be surprised if I love you for all that you are. Hey, good ever.
Yeah, because at the end, wait,
You
I also
smell like cocaine, taste like
It tastes like
cocaine.
cocaine.
I drank a Coke once. I'll never do that again.
Because I sang that, and then I immediately went into the "You smell like dookie" and taste like cocaine.
Yeah.
I'll never do that again. I sang that like 3 weeks ago, and then Casey was making fun of me for it like the next week. And I was like, I can't remember what song that was. It's weird how that happens.
Yep.
You've already won me over in spite of me. And don't be surprised if I fall. It's so much
Head
fun.
over feet.
And don't be surprised if I love you. Because you got to be real weird with the love.
And at the end of it, it has to become unintelligible.
It's so stupid.
I couldn't help.
It's so stupid. Thank you.
Oh,
Gosh, that feels good. That feels good. Now, last week, we discussed and then ranked the best non-candy Halloween treats. We learned a lot about ourselves. Oh, what?
There were some interesting. So we put out the episode on Friday, and we asked people what some of the things that they got that were non-candy Halloween treats, and we got some responses.
Ooh, that they must have been doing that instead of taking my fucking poll. I mean, to be fair, I've done it in the last
What did we
2
get? Maybe it was
weeks,
on
so.
my retweet of it.
Might have been.
Hold
The nightmare something about the night guy.
Yes, I feel like he was one that commented on it. Why can't I find it?
Well, I just have to tell you, you've already won me over in spite of me. And don't be surprised if I fall.
Well, it's gone. It's lost to time.
Head over feet. And don't be surprised if I love you. Sorry, that's where I am now. This is who I am now. I feel like it was on yours, but it doesn't matter. But thank you for telling us the stuff you got. Somebody got cat food. Cat food was one.
Cat food, yes. Oh,
Right?
It was on mine. I retweeted it twice. I didn't realize it. Toothpaste. Listen, so this is from Nightmare Campus Pick on Twitter. Toothpaste, Tums, fried apple pies, cat food.
Where did Nightmare Campus Pick grow up?
Kentucky.
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 Toothpaste.
Toothpaste.
the
I feel
second
like
one?
I feel like maybe somebody brought up toothpaste last time.
I brought up toothbrush because like
Toothbrush,
dentists,
that's what it
you know,
was.
they're always boring and give you shit that's like not candy.
That's
like,
why you
don't
never live in the
protect
same
your teeth.
neighborhood as a dentist.
I don't think I lived in the same neighborhood as a dentist.
Every single time somebody moves into the neighborhood, they're like, oh God, we got a dentist moving into the neighborhood. There goes the neighborhood. Only gonna get toothbrushes on Halloween now.
Oh man, dentist. But the cat food, that really got me. Nailed it.
Nailed it.
Cat food.
Fancy
Nailed it.
feast.
But this week, we're going to discuss super spooky, scary coronavirus scare. I said that really jovially.
Billy Joel
It doesn't
Violi?
sound jovial. Billy Joel Violi did not start the fire.
Because it was
Ryan did. So take us away, Michael Knightley.
Yeah, so this is going to be more of like story time, and then we'll like discuss a little bit about it afterwards. But this past weekend was a stressful weekend for my family. There was a solid 24 hours where we thought we might have coronavirus.
Uh-oh.
Whew. And Jesse, let me tell you a tale. I'm gonna let you attend to the tale of
Sweeney Todd?
coronavirus in Mint Hill, North Carolina, and the bullshit that it is trying to get a test. And
That's because the president took away a lot of our funding.
Lord willing,
But we
the
won't
creek don't
go into
rise.
that.
Yeah. So it all started not this past weekend, but the weekend before that. We had a family friend, a good family friend we've known almost our whole lives, joined us for dinner. It was a gathering of everyone who lives in my household right now is my parents, me, and my younger sister. my other sister, her whole family came over for dinner. So it's her husband, her 3 kids. And then her best friend, the family friend, came over to join us as well. And we had dinner. None of us were wearing masks. We were eating inside at on a long table. And we had just become so comfortable and so lax with the rules, and we were like, we love you. We assume you're doing good things out in the world, and then you're coming back here. That was the assumption. And from what I can tell, I don't know if it's just because I've not been on Instagram recently and I haven't seen my sister in her life, my older sister in her life, and what she does out in the world. But from what I can tell so far, like, they've improved in their mask wearing outside and all that kind of stuff at work. Anyway, so that happened last Sunday. On Wednesday, there's a text message going out saying, hey, Alice's birthday, my youngest niece who's 2, Alice's birthday is on Friday. We're going to do a social distancing driveway party. Everyone come, wear your mask, be in the party. We'll open gifts out in the driveway. And Katie says, Katie's my sister's best friend, says, hey, I had some sniffles this morning, but it was just allergies because I didn't take my medication last night. They made me take a coronavirus. She works at a hospital or at a doctor's office. Like, they made me take a coronavirus test just in case, but I'm not going to come on Friday just because I don't want to. I want to take the precaution and not come on Friday just in case. Super smart. I 100% am like, yep, I get it. That's the 100% right move. Love it. Saturday afternoon, we get a text message that says the test came back positive.
No.
The test came back positive for coronavirus. She did not believe or trust the results. She said, it was just allergies. It was just Wednesday morning, blah, blah, blah. But still, there's the risk that, like, what?
I mean, she works at a doctor's office, though. So.
Right. She works at a doctor's office, which immediately in our minds were like, of course, that's where you would get it if you were exposed. Yeah. It's going to happen at a doctor's office. Even if you are
being, like, responsible and stuff. Like, you're just coming into contact with people.
You're encountering it every single day. You're going to, well, she's not necessarily encountering coronavirus every single day, but anyway, so that we immediately were like, oh my God. So she was in disbelief a little bit, and we were like, well, you could be one of the people that's asymptomatic and just, like, totally coincidentally, you had the sniffles at the same time, and they caught it. And it was like, thank God they did. If it was positive, we want to make sure you're isolating, all that kind of stuff. And then we were thinking, when was the last time we came in contact with her? It was Sunday. None of us were wearing masks. And then we realized, Morgan and my mom, we were in the same car with her, and we were driving around. None of us had masks. We were going from here to there, and we started freaking out. And everyone, it mostly started with my younger sister, Morgan. And she's like, oh my God. Okay, we got to get tested. In the middle of eating an entire plate of shrimp. You know what?
Gross. That's disgusting.
You know the like, you put this out at a party as like a tray so people can get a few shrimp with some cocktail sauce.
Like
she eats that literally by the package.
Ugh, gross.
So she's eating that. And
I mean, whatever floats her boat.
My parents come in and they're like, oh, did you guys see? Katie tested positive. And they're not like careless about it, but they're a little flippant. And that only makes Morgan even more nervous. Morgan's been super nervous about it the whole time. I've been cautious about it. And we start talking about like, okay, well, we should get tested. We need to find out whether or not we have coronavirus as well. And then we start talking about symptoms. And Morgan's like, well, I had a fever for the last 3 days, and I had a sore throat. And we were like,
what, Morgan?
She said, yeah, I've been taking a lot of Excedrin. And in my brain, I'm screaming, why didn't you say anything? This is exactly the time when you say stuff like that.
You're in the car with her and stuff. Like,
right.
Oh my God, I would have been like,
right.
I swear to God, Morgan.
And
I'm going to drop kick Murphy's you.
And she's like, that makes sense. The timeline works out. We would have been exposed. Took a couple days for the symptoms to kick in. And so we're like, well, crap. You were showing symptoms. And my dad is a chiropractor. He has a lot of stuff on hand. Oh, look, a chiropractor. He has a lot of stuff on hand. So he had one of those like point and shoot thermometers. So he's just, we're all talking about it, and he's just like, all right, I'm just to take precautions. I'm gonna walk around. I'm gonna scan everyone with the thermometer. Scans my mom. 98.6 or whatever. It was normal. Scans Morgan, normal. Scans himself, normal. Comes over, scans me, 99.1.
My temperature is 99.1 to 99.4 a lot. It's freaked me out.
Mine is almost always like high 70s, high 97, low 98s.
High 70s, you're dead.
High 70s, yeah. 99.1. And I was like, oh, do it again.
Scary.
It does it again. 99.0. Do it again. 99.0. 99.0 I was like, I don't feel anything, but I might have a low-grade fever now. So then we start freaking out a little bit. And it's like, okay, how do we get tested? It's Saturday afternoon at this point at like 3:30. We're like, okay, we got to get tested. Where do we go to get tested? And we all start just Googling on our phones. It becomes we all start to get more nervous and scared. And we start to get short with each other, and we start to get kind of cranky. We're like looking up. Oh, CVS doesn't have it. You have to do an appointment only. We're like, well, let's get a rapid test. Somebody's got to do a rapid test. We're all looking it up. And Mom's looking up something on her phone. She's taking forever. I already looked that up. Mom, stop looking at it. CVS doesn't have any appointments. Well, look at Walgreens. Walgreens doesn't do this. Where do you find a rapid test? Nobody knows. You can't find out on the internet who does a rapid test and who doesn't. You just Google testing centers. And so there's a in like Charlotte area of North Carolina, there's Novant Health is a hospital, kind of, they have urgent cares and that stuff all over Charlotte. I almost said Chicago. Like, okay, one of the Novants has to do testing, and we would love to do a rapid test. So we're calling places, and everywhere it says schedule an appointment. You have to schedule an appointment. And you look online, all the next appointments are on until like Monday afternoon, and then we start thinking, well, I've got a meeting on Monday. I can't do that time, but I can go after work on Monday. And then Mom's like, well, after work on Monday, we've got the inspection for Morgan's new house. We got to go and get the house inspected. And then, so we're like, oh, and then I start saying, well, like, if we can't get a test, or if we get a test that won't come back for like 48 hours, you shouldn't go to that inspection. Dad, you shouldn't be going to work and seeing patients. And that's when everyone, once we realized it's like what we should be doing and how that contrasted with like our normal lives and our routines and what we think we have to do, that's when things became tense. And Dad and Mom started being like, well, all we need to do is make sure that Morgan doesn't have it. Morgan's the only one with symptoms. We need to get Morgan tested. And I was like, no, we all need to get tested.
We were all exposed.
Right? Fuck Morgan. Push her out on the highway. So it started, and it was like, that doesn't, I mean, yes, Morgan's showing symptoms, but we all were exposed. And we all spent a significant amount of time around Katie without a mask. And so, and it started just building from there. And so then Morgan's like, oh, it looks like Novant in Mint Hill takes walk-ins. And at this point, we had been like bickering and fighting and looking online, trying to desperately to find an appointment anywhere. And it was 3:45. It closed at 4. Oh, so we got there at like 4, we're like, fine, get in the car, let's go. And we were getting over there. We got there with like 8 minutes before they closed. And my mom was like, Morgan, you get out of the car first. You walk in first. And then Morgan was like, why do I gotta walk in first? We all need to get tested. And my parents were both like, they're not gonna test me. They're not gonna test me. If I just walk in and say, I think I've been exposed to COVID, they're not gonna test me. But if Morgan walks in and said, I've been exposed, and they're gonna test her, and then they're gonna test us. So Morgan needs to go. Poor Morgan. There's so much pressure. She was the one feeling sick, and now they are just like.
Thank God she's got a new house she can go to.
Yes. So it was very uncomfortable. We were all bickering about that. And walk in, they do not do coronavirus testing there. They don't actually do the swab there. Like, you have to go to Harrisburg to do that. And we're like, oh my God, look at Harrisburg. All of their appointments are gone, obviously. And then it says on Harrisburg's website, they close at 5. We didn't see this until probably like 4:45. Said, we allow walk-ins. It's highly encouraged that you schedule an appointment, but we allow walk-ins. But we still don't know, are we going to get a rapid test? And so we all just took a little bit of convincing, but we all decided, all right, they open at 9 o'clock on Sunday morning. That's tomorrow morning. We're going to get up as a family. We're all going to take a family trip to the hospital, and we're all going to go to get a coronavirus test together.
Family trip to the hospital.
Yep. So we come back to the house that night, and we're like, well, there's not much we can do tonight.
Was it a rapid one, or was it a 48-hour one?
Well, we didn't get a test. We didn't get a test yet. This is still Saturday night. Still Saturday night. Came home. And Dad, luckily, my dad, again, working at a chiropractic office, he has N95 masks. So he's like, well, to be safe, we should probably wear these. Mom refusing to think anything's wrong, causing us to stress out. We all get in the car. And Mom's like, we can take these off now. We're in the car. And we're like, that's not the point. If one of us has it, we're in the car together. We can expose it.
Yep.
Like if one of us didn't happen to catch it. No, she wore a mask for a total of like 10 seconds. But Dad, Morgan, and I wore a mask the whole night. We all laid in the living room and watched TV together on our separate chairs and watched The Haunting of Bly Manor. Not that good. I watched like 3 episodes.
I enjoyed it, but I was like, this isn't scary at all.
No, it's not a haunting of anything. It's just like, hi, we're lesbians. There's a ghost
Which
in
was
the
great
scene.
and wonderful, but
yeah, but it's like
wasn't
not
that
what I
scary.
signed up for.
Yeah,
I want
signed
a
up
scary
for
show
season
in
1
October.
level scare, if not more.
So,
all right, back on topic.
Sunday morning. But anyway, we all ate dinner. We had a good laugh. It was great. Turns out we were just hungry. Sunday morning comes around. We all get up, come downstairs, start putting on our shoes, getting ready to go. And then right up again, Mom starts on me. Morgan, you walk in first. We're like, oh, Jesus Christ. And
Poor Morgan.
Poor Morgan.
Oh my
Morgan,
gosh.
and my parents were getting so defensive, and I think it's just because they were scared, and they were like
Probably.
they didn't want to know the answer, they didn't want to know the consequence. The same thing happened. It was so hard. I think I was in Chicago when this happened. I think you remember. It was when my mom had a heart attack a few years ago.
Yeah.
Like getting them to go to the hospital.
To the
I was like,
hospital,
no,
yeah.
it's fine. Let me just sit here for a minute. Like, fuck, you just had a heart attack. And then they got to the hospital and they're like, they don't know if it was a heart attack. They don't know.
Yeah. Doesn't she still deny it that it was a heart attack?
Literally, like when Aziz Ansari on Parks and Rec is just trying to get the doctors like, please just say fart attack. Say Jerry had a fart attack. That's what I was like, will you just fucking tell her that she had a heart attack so we can finally end this discussion? Anyway. I think the same thing's kind of going on. Like, they're scared of it. And my whole family has never been really a hospital family or people who go to the doctor. And, in fact, we've never really had health insurance until Obamacare. So I think it was just scared. And my parents were scared. But they were very hostile about it until they figured out what was going to go on. So, we get in the car. Actually, no, before we get in the car, we were all going to go to Dunkin' Donuts because that's what we do as a family. We're a Dunkin' family. We all stuff our face with sugar and and
Go get tested.
go get tested. And then my mom went off on the Morgan get tested first, and then that was it. Morgan had, she's like, you know what? I'm gonna go to Bojangles. I'll take a separate car. I will meet you guys at the hospital. And she walked out the door. And so I was
Poor
putting on my shoes.
thing.
My mom just goes, well, you can go with her if you want, and we'll just meet you there. And I was like, no, I'm going with you, because if I don't go with you,
trust you to go.
I don't trust you. Exactly. I don't believe you're going to go and get tested yourself. And they were like, we're going to get tested. We just need to see that Morgan has it. It was like, everybody needs to get tested. Just like the
because
fundamental.
It's not, Morgan isn't the one who was tested positive
Exactly.
prior to this.
Exactly.
It was Katie, and you were all there.
Exactly. So part of this whole rant and this whole story is just like the fundamentals of what we should be doing. You get exposed. A lot of people are asymptomatic. You get tested. That's your responsibility as a citizen of the world right now in this pandemic, is that you get tested. You don't expose other people. And the only way you can know you're not exposing other people is if you get tested and know if you have it. And just seeing that fail on really smart people. My parents are not dumb people. They are not ignorant people. They are not that these two things are related, ignorant people and Trump people, but they're not Trump people. Like, they believe the virus is real. They don't believe it's a hoax. And so to see them just completely clam up and just throw all of that logic and rationalization out the window when things got scary, it scared me. And I started thinking to myself, this is exactly how the pandemic spreads. People think they might have it, and instead they're like, I'm not showing any symptoms. I don't really want to get a test. Or it's difficult to find out where to get a test and how and when. Therefore, I'm not going to do it.
Or they get the test, but it's a 48-hour test, and then they go the next day to get the house inspected.
Exactly.
Things like that.
Or go to adjust a lot of patients.
Yep.
Yep.
Because people are, it's hard for people to stop things in their lives. Like
Yep.
but you gotta.
And it's the unknown of the cost of it. Like my parents have Obamacare. Morgan has insurance through the VA because she's a vet. I have insurance through my company, and so like we're unsure. Like, does it cost anything? My dad tried to get a test once. Am I only covered through my insurance for one test? All of these unknowns makes you just like,
Yeah.
I'm the kind of person that I totally understand if there's so many things that are unknown about it and you're not quite sure the outcome and it's just overwhelming. You're like, cool, I'm just not even going to do it. But when it comes to testing, that's not an option. You can't not do it.
You gotta. Yeah, you've got to.
So
You've got to.
So we stopped by Dunkin' Donuts.
As
We
you
meet
do.
my sister at the hospital. They take walk-ins, but you're not allowed to walk into the lobby of the place. There's a little sandwich board outside that says, call this number. We call the number, and they say, in the most rude voice possible,
Jeez.
have you gone online to the website and booked an appointment? No, we don't have an appointment. It says you have walk-ins available. You need to book an appointment, and sit in your car, and we'll come out and get you. There are no appointments available tomorrow. I just unlocked a lot of appointments right now, so go on the website, book an appointment. We'll come out to your car and get you. You need to do this online first. I was like, okay. And then the process of booking an appointment, like the website was not super obvious, and all of us on our phones trying to book an appointment. It's 9 o'clock. 9:40 is the next one. My dad got one for 10:10. My mom got one for like 11:40 because that's all that was available.
Yep.
And so trying to help them through it. Technology being frustrating, the website being frustrating. And there are so many points during this that I can see exactly why America's not getting tested at the rate that it should, or why people are choosing not to, and why it's spreading so quickly. It's so frustrating. And then it turns out that like we booked all these appointments for all throughout the day. And then I just called them back and said, hey, we all have appointments. They're for various times throughout the day. We're just going to sit in the parking lot. And whenever you're ready, we're out there. And so they were like, okay, who is it? And I gave them all the names of all the people who had appointments. My mom, dad, and sister, and me. Like, anyone showing symptoms? Like, well, my sister did. I wasn't feeling anything, but yesterday I had a fever of 99. This morning it was nothing. Parents not showing any symptoms yet. And they're like, okay, we'll come and get you. And you just sit in your car. What car is it? Come pull it around to the front doors. We'll do the test outside on the sidewalk. We'll come and get you in a few minutes. I was like, why make me sign up for an 11:40 appointment if you're going to come and get me a few minutes at 9:15?
Yeah, because now the 11:40 appointment theoretically is taken.
Exactly.
So somebody else who
could
wants to
have
come
that.
later in the day. There are so many points in this story that it would have been so easy to just be like, I'm not doing it.
Yeah. Yeah. And if Morgan had not been there, if I had not been there to push my parents, I 100% guarantee you they would not have gone through with it.
Yeah.
And then, so then we were like, oh, I don't know how to do it. We're sitting in the car. We're waiting outside the doors. We're like, is this going to be a rapid test? I don't know. Is it going to,
Yeah.
What do we do? And I told my parents, it's like, if this is not a rapid test, you should not go to work tomorrow. You should not go to the inspection tomorrow. You should not do this until we have test results back. And then they call my sister. Like, okay. And Morgan, she answers the phone. They get her insurance information. For some reason, hers isn't covered. And they told her it's going to be $150 for a test, or it's going to be $200 for a rapid test, $150 for a regular test.
The VA doesn't cover that shit?
Apparently, the VA only covers it at a VA hospital, but the VA hospital won't test her. So
Fucking
there's another one.
on that.
There's another
This
one.
is
Yeah.
another fuck up from our government, honestly.
Another fuck up.
It's what this all comes down to.
So then hearing the price of it, that is not a very accessible price for someone who has insurance. She's now being charged hundreds of dollars just to get a precautionary test. And then, so immediately, my parents didn't say anything, but they completely just went white. And they were just like, because that's a lot of money to us. So,
Yeah.
so they got her credit card information over the phone. She's like, how do I know if it's going to be a rapid test or a regular test? And they're like, we can't let you know. We'll have to do some questions and figure out whether or not you're eligible for a rapid test, because apparently only certain people are eligible. And she's like, how will I know if I'm eligible? She's like, you won't know until we start the procedure. So she's like, she doesn't know whether she's being charged $150 or $200. And then my parents didn't get a call. I didn't get a call. It was just Morgan. And so we're sitting there and we're waiting in the car. And then I say to my parents, I was like, listen, if this comes to the point where for some reason yours isn't covered, I will cover the cost of your test if you get tested, just because I needed to make sure that they did.
Yeah.
And then at that point, my mom got the call. And they asked her again about everyone. How many people are in the car? Is anyone showing symptoms? All the same questions again. And they never called me. They never called my dad. But they called both. And we assumed, call mom because mom's going to know about the whole family. And call Morgan because she owes us money.
Yeah, right?
Yep.
Fuck.
But they didn't tell us. They didn't talk money with my parents at all. They didn't talk money with me. And they didn't charge us anything. But Morgan, sure enough, got charged. And then it came time to do the test. Your
insurance must have covered it.
Yeah, I guess so. Then it came time to do the test. And so they stood on the sidewalk and they yelled. There was zero customer service. They just yelled from across the side, "Send us Morgan!" Morgan walks over there. Pull down your mask. Keep it over your mouth. Just show your nose. Tilt your head back. They swab up inside of her brain. Awful. And then they tell her to go stand to the side. "Send us Cheryl!" So my mom goes over there. It was me next. I go over there. They do the nose thing. For me, they take my temperature. They do my blood oxygen. And then they do everyone. And then they tell me, go back to the car. Go sit in the car. I was like, okay. Morgan still has to stand on the sidewalk for some reason. Mom comes over. She still has to stand on the sidewalk for some reason. Dad does it. He has to stand on the sidewalk. No communication. Why am I going to the car? Is the swab that they're doing in our nose a regular test or a rapid test? We don't know. They're just swabbing us. And then we all get in the car. And they tell us all to get back in the car. And we're like, does anyone find out when we get results? Nope. And my dad's like, I think she mentioned something about on the website. So, like, what? So we had to register for Novant Health. It was so fucking frustrating. It was a miserable system. It turns out that we all got rapid tests. Didn't know it until after the test, but we all got rapid tests. We all came back negative. Mandy got her whole family tested on Monday. All came back negative as well, which is good. They weren't eligible for rapid tests, though. Who knows what the eligibility is. But all of that is to say, what a fucking stressful weekend it was.
Yeah.
And we weren't even showing symptoms. We just thought that maybe we could have had it because we got exposed. Imagine doing all of that while also suffering from coronavirus.
From actually feeling terrible, probably, theoretically, at the point of being tested.
So all of that is to say, like, this country's broken. Our health system is broken that we can't even get a test to help make sure that we are saving the lives of those around us by not going out and being good citizens of the world, trying to make sure that we're not spreading this virus. It's so fucking frustrating. And I can totally understand why people don't do it.
Yeah. I had to get tested before the surgery that I had when did I have that? Was it June? In June. And but this is like, so at the hospital, and they scheduled it 3 days prior. You have to schedule an appointment. Then you drive in, and they're like, okay, keep your windows up, hold your ID at the window so we can see you as you come. It's not a long line because they make you have to schedule an appointment. It's not like a come in, so it's only a few people, and they were testing people who were coming in to have procedures to make sure that they don't have it. So you go in, and everybody's in hazmat suits, and they've got this big, scary tent. They're coming out in their hazmat suits, and they're like, okay, roll down the window. Roll down the window. They're like pointing, and then you roll it down, and they're like, okay, take off your mask. I'm like, it's okay. So take it off. I got lucky because they did mine in my throat, but they were in there for like when you get a strep test. But when you get a strep test, they're in, it sucks, and then they're out. Well, with this one, it was very much the strep test feel.
Yeah.
But for like infinitely longer, it felt like. They were like, okay, just moving slowly, like, okay, gotta get the top, over here now, gotta get here.
Make sure we get like, every last inch.
I was like, could you just go up my nose, please, at this point? Oh my gosh. But I, of course, didn't have it because I had my surgery. So thank God for that. But I didn't think I had it. I didn't, I hadn't been exposed. So it wasn't scary for me at all. It was just weird seeing people in hazmat suits. It was like something out of a movie. But thank God you guys did it and went through with it, and it's negative.
Yep.
Jeez.
And so it's so disappointing. I'm not disappointed in my parents. I'm disappointed in human nature that we're confronted with this. Like, we are smart, intelligent people. We are responsible people, and then we're confronted with this, and all of that goes out the window.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it might not go out the window so much if the system and our government
Yeah.
made it easier, because there used to be so many more testing sites.
Yeah. And I can get it too for people, like I understand why Katie, who tested positive for it, I can understand why she was freaking out, saying, no, I don't have it. It was just sniffles, blah, blah, blah. I'm not feeling like any symptoms. But I understand why she was furious and why she might be denying it a bit. It's like, if she cannot prove that she got it at work, she does not get paid while she's out.
Yeah.
So I don't know how many other states are like that, where I know there are a lot of states right now where if you get coronavirus and you are working, then it is automatically assumed you got it at work and your leave is covered and all that kind of stuff. But like,
it should be.
If you have to leave and get treatment for coronavirus, or you have to quarantine for 14 days because of coronavirus, and you don't get paid that whole time, I understand it. Like, I got to put food on the table. I got people to feed. I got a mortgage to pay. I can't afford to be out half of a month's rent at the end of the month.
And if you have to quarantine like that, you can't even go to the grocery store.
Yeah.
Like, you have to be inside. That fucking sucks, I imagine. Poor Katie.
Yeah.
Fuck. Ugh.
So our country sucks.
Social distance. Don't invite your friends over.
And even if you love them, it doesn't mean you shouldn't wear a mask.
It doesn't mean they love you. I'm kidding. Yeah, wear your mask. Be outside as much as you can if you're gonna be with people.
Yep. So it was appropriately scary for October. In the whole family text message thread, we put in, like, several of us agreed, I think this is a wake-up call. We were all being a little bit lax on restrictions. I'm going to be wearing my mask a lot more. Please don't be offended.
Yeah.
So it was a wake-up call for all of us. And what's one more wrinkle to the story, the week prior, there was the possibility that my brother's wife, that one of her coworkers had it. Turns out it wasn't. They were just like,
good.
I don't know, sick. But like, the story got way overblown. They thought it was coronavirus, and so there was like, my brother just proactively is like, cool, I'm not going to work tomorrow until we figure out whether or not they had it, so that we figure out if we got tested. I'm not sending my kids over to. I know, right? Not sending my kids to mom's house for school. I'm gonna do school at home with them that day. So like, that was to see him be the example of what you should be doing in the uncertainty of it all, and then a week later to like still pull tooth and nail to try to convince my parents to do the same. Now, that being said,
thank God you've got so much family close to them, so that when you go back to San Francisco, they'll have people to harass them into doing the right thing.
Yes. But my brother wasn't 100% great in there. Like, on Tuesday, he pulled the kids home, and he stayed home on Tuesday. But then he just sent the kids back, and he went back to work on Wednesday, even though they didn't have the results of that guy's test yet. So it's like, well, what was Tuesday for for? If you're just going to go right back on Wednesday,
go right back
still in the same uncertainty, in the same state.
We haven't had any symptoms after. It's fine. We're fine. Oofa doofa.
Oofa.
Just got bit by the love bug.
Doofa.
Oy, oy, oy. Well,
let's lighten the mood a little bit. Lighten the mood with a new segment.
You. I accidentally asked your. There we go. Sorry, I couldn't hear you. I apparently like tapped my headphone, and SIRI. Don't want to say her name.
You summoned.
Came up.
We say,
we say
HS in the biz. So we have a new segment, brand new segment. We're going to lift up the spirits a little bit. We're going to end on a little bit happier note. We have a new segment. It's still interactive, so we want people to contribute, and it's called Dear Aawy. Get it? AAWY, Aawy. Like Dear Abby. It's an advice segment. You write us in with your issues, your problems, anything that you might need help or advice on, and we give you advice. Might not be great advice. Could be silly or stupid. Could be really great and wonderful and logical.
We're certified humans.
We are certified humans. Jesse is a certified graduate with a psychology degree. I am a
graduate of bachelor's, not like anything higher than that.
Correct. I worked at Old Navy for a couple of years. So
you have a degree in musical theater.
I have a degree in musical theater. We are certified, so we would like to help you with your problems. If you would like to submit a problem for us to help you with, please go to twitter.com/Affable Idiots. Let us know what issue we can help you with.
AOL keywords.
AOL keywords. Affable Idiots, Dear Aawy. Dear Aawy. So
Aawy.
this one comes from our good friend Matt from RI on Twitter. Matt Vieira. He asks, Dear Aawy, how do I ask for a raise at work? And there's a follow-up question. How do I quietly poison someone if they reject my raise proposal?
Ah, well, we should ask My Chemical Romance, because they are the willful poisoners.
That's exactly right. So, Matt, thank you for writing in. So we're here to address, let's take it question by question. One, how do you ask for a raise at work, Jesse? How do you think?
I think what you need to do is reach out to whomever you would be asking the raise for. You know what I'm trying to say.
Correct.
Reach out to the person that you need to talk to, that you need to ask the question to. Don't say what you're reaching out about. Just be like, hey, set up a meeting. Be like, can we schedule some time to chat? Can we set up a meeting? It's the classic, we need to talk in a relationship.
Oh, of course.
But just set that up, and just say, and that way you're not asking or mentioning anything about it via email or unprepared or without, when you're not in the right setting. So get that set up, and then before you go in, really talk yourself up to yourself. Make a list of all the things you've done that have been really, really good. Things that you've done that have changed things for the better. Like, list your attributes, your best attributes. And you can figure out a way, if you want to have a whole speech. A spiel and a speech. A spiel and a speech. If you want to have a whole speech together, go for it. But if you don't want to do that, if you want to just sort of go in and just sort of talk about it, and just like, I've been working here for this long now, list off your reasons for asking why you deserve it. And if they don't give it to you, just pour some arsenic in his coffee.
Arsenic.
Some guys just can't hold their arsenic.
Those are all excellent things, Jesse. I feel like, yes, you need to broach the topic. You need to make sure it's a controlled time, like it's scheduled.
Yes.
You ask for a meeting. It's not just like pulling someone aside at work while they're in the middle of doing something else.
You can perfectly dry off your lower back. As I recall, you're a sweaty lower back boy.
That's right. Matt Vieira is a sweaty lower back boy. That's right. Here are some other kind of tips that you can use in there as well. One is, if your raise is dependent upon like some kind of activities or role, like if you are trying to achieve, like if it's associated with a promotion, maybe if you're trying to ask for a promotion or something around that, take a look at what that might require. If that role is defined and you're looking to move up, take a look at what that might require, the job skills, prerequisites, and say, hey, I'm already doing these things, or I've put myself on a path to make sure I'm proficient in this, so that you have some ammo for your proposal. Another one is, you don't want to go in with any kind of mixed messages. So avoid words like, hey, could we maybe possibly, like, don't give them a reason to tell you no. Or, hey, let's do this later.
This is such a big thing in feminism, because this is a thing that women do a lot. And I know, Matt, you're not a woman, but this is a thing that women do a lot, because we are constantly told that we're less than, and the men know what they're doing, not the women. So, in feminism, it's very much like, don't ask for the meeting, or like ask for it, obviously, but don't use the maybe. Could we possibly, maybe? Oh, I hope you have, if you have the time,
right? Just
be like, I would like to meet. And you know what? You could even say, I don't know your relationship with the person that you have to ask this question to, but if you know them well enough, you could just email them with a specific time. Just be like, hey, I'd like to chat with you on Thursday. I'm free around 3. Does that work for you? What about you? Or whatever.
Yep.
Don't say, say, I want this. When can we do it?
Yes. This is what I would like. This is why I deserve it. How can we make that happen?
When can we do it? And I had a thought. When you go into this meeting, if this is just a raise, not a promotion you're looking for, have an amount in mind. Either a percentage or a dollar amount that you would like. because they'll probably ask. And even if they don't, it just looks good. And it probably will help you plan what you're going to say a little bit.
It's also good to think that they see that you've given it some thought and you can provide justification. So it's not like, hey, I want to make more money. You're like, no, I'm doing blank, blank, and blank, and that should equate to a blank amount of money.
Yeah.
Or cost of living is X percentage, and I believe I'd get that and then more because of the work that I've done. And then kind of just to reinforce that, say it like that. I deserve. I think I am worth. I'm doing the work that deserves blank.
Yeah. Don't say right, but maybe don't say I think, right?
Yeah, don't say I think.
I deserve this.
Yep. This is what I am doing, and that's the type of work that deserves this type of money. Don't say, I'm hoping that we might be able to find somewhere in the budget that like I could possibly get a raise this year. You know, I've got kids on the way, and it's like it would be really helpful for me. No, just going to be like, listen,
this is what I want. This is why I want it.
I'm working overtime. I'm constantly there. If you need me, I am on call all the time. I deserve this much extra money.
And eye contact till you're blue in the face.
Yes.
Look this person.
Pee before you go.
Eyes. Yes.
Poop twice if you can.
If
Blink
not,
twice.
Once will do.
And kind of in that same spirit of making sure there's no kind of confusion around intent, make sure that you also have a whiteboard and you define what raise means on the whiteboard, because you don't want to go and be like, hey, can I have a raise? And your boss says yes, and you walk back to your desk and there's like a footstool.
Yeah.
Just to kind of raise you
up. But also, if you don't have whiteboard money, because you're asking for a raise, so maybe you don't have whiteboard money.
You're right.
You can use really big pad of paper.
Yep.
Like in the dentist system.
Start your proposal with, Webster's Dictionary defines raise as giving more money for deserved work.
Yes. You do multiple definitions. Merriam-Webster defines this. Dictionary.com. What's the one? UrbanDictionary.com.
Urban Dictionary. Yeah, probably lead with Urban Dictionary.
Yeah, lead with that one. That's probably the best around.
There's some tips for you, Matt. As for your second question, how do I quietly poison someone if they reject your raise proposal?
Do you have a shared kitchen at your office?
Ooh.
If so, does this decision maker have their own creamer? Are they allergic to nuts? You can sneak into their home and put peanuts in their shampoo, like in horrible boxes.
Here's another option. Everyone has a friend that they make meth with. Everybody does. And I know that the friend that you make meth with has a secret cigarette that they keep turned upside down that has, I don't know, maybe ricin in it. And just slip that cigarette into your boss's pack of cigarettes.
Oh, what a good show that was.
That was a good show.
Such a good show.
Or if you have Lily of the Valley growing in your backyard.
Or
you know what to do.
Catch coronavirus. Go out, catch coronavirus.
There you go. There you go.
Then schedule another meeting with this person.
That maybe goes against the entire last segment we just did, but
I know, that's why I said it.
Murder's okay, just not murder by coronavirus.
Not murder by coronavirus. You're right.
We're joking about all of this. Don't kill people.
Yeah, ever.
And no one has meth friends.
Unless it's self-defense and they're trying to kill you.
You're right.
Wait, I have meth friends. It's my inappropriately named Panda Build-A-Bear.
I want an update next week, and I want a transcript of the phone call you make to Build-A-Bear support. And I want them to really go in there and try to find the birth certificate from 1997.
Dear Build-A-Bear, I need to change my bear's name.
Can you look it up by my Netscape email address from 1997?
Netscape. Can you ask Jeeves? Do you still have Jeeves? Can you ask him?
God.
Stupid.
Okay. I have something to confess. This is unrelated. Matt, we're done with your question. Thank you so much for writing into Dear Aawy.
Also, let us know if you get the raise.
Yeah, let us know if you get the raise. If that means we get credit for it, so you owe us 3%.
Yeah, but each.
Yes, 3% each. Duh. If you don't, then you're sexist.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? I want 4%. I deserve 4% for being a woman.
You're right. You're right. I'll give you my extra 1%.
That's beautiful. Okay,
I mean,
3 for each of us, but I'll take 1 from Mike.
No, I mean, like, he was going to give me 3 plus an extra 1% because I'm a
You're
man.
a man.
So
Because you have a
I'll
wiener
give
and
you
balls.
my extra 1%. You had a second pair of
Wiener.
gloves this whole time?
Stupid.
I totally forgot what I was going to transition to and talk about. And why we were-
Sorry.
What did you... Oh, fuck.
Jeeves, asking Jeeves
Asking-
about
oh,
my
yes.
inappropriate
Okay,
names.
okay. So, I have had an email address. I've had a whole score of email addresses and gamer tags at times called Mega Mini Midget. It's something that's my very first email address was Mega Mini Midget, and it's been in a variety of domains. But most recently, I've been trying to get rid of this megaminimidget@gmail.com. It's something that I haven't used since I was like 16, when I finally realized I should have an adult type of email address. So I made chadmichaelinnes@gmail.com. And so when I made chadmichaelinnes@gmail.com, I just set up forwarding for everything from Mega Mini Midget to go to Gmail. And I set up a rescue email address for that account a long time ago, and I could never figure out what it was. Totally forgot about it. Never really got email coming to it ever again. And then eventually I even stopped using my chadmichaelinnes@gmail, and I now use my iCloud account instead. Cut to about 3 years ago, I get an email to the megaminimidget@gmail.com saying, "Hey, Peter, thank you for subscribing to blah, blah, blah." And it turns out someone had started using that email address. Like they had guessed the password. Someone had started using that email address. And I was like, ugh, all right. I totally forgot this existed. Let me just go and delete that account. And I tried to delete the account. Couldn't remember the password, obviously. Go to reset the password. Guess what my security question was?
What?
How many bees does Bob have?
What?
So I put 2, thinking obviously it's 2 bees. Nope. That's not the right answer.
How many bees does Bob have? And who's Bob?
So
Oh my gosh.
guessed 2. I tried TWO. I tried the number 2. Guessed too many times. And I was like, fuck, I'll come back to this. Came back to it weeks later when I had remembered it existed. Got another email to Peter or Paul or whoever, Mary. And got to the same security question. I was like, oh, fuck, that's right. I couldn't remember. Apparently Bob has more or less than 2 bees. And then I was like, oh, there's another way that I can reset it. And it was like, what is your recovery email? And then it has mega ... at prodigy.net. And I was like, whew. That's an old email address. So I was like, obviously, this is megaminimidget at prodigy.net. Nope. That was wrong. Mega_mini_midget at prodigy.net.
Oh, the underscores.
That was wrong, and I could never get it. Cut to 2 weeks ago. I was on a walk. I start most mornings now with a walk around the neighborhood for about an hour and just responding to emails and doing some work stuff first thing in the morning. And I was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go in and I'm going to get rid of all of the old, in my iCloud keychain, I'm going to get rid of all the old email address and passwords that I never use or that I've moved on and changed the password to. And I find in there that the email address is mega_mini_midget2 at prodigy.net. And that's why I was getting it all wrong. And then I thought to myself, who the fuck had Mega Mini Midget 1 at prodigy.net? Or just Mega Mini Midget that I had to have 2?
Oh my gosh. And also, what is prodigy.net? I don't even know.
Prodigy.net is an old as, like, around the time when you would buy your internet from Yahoo or AOL.
Jeez.
And it was prodigy.net. Oh
I think
my
my
God.
first email was the Dragon Lady was it at AOL? I think it was at AOL maybe. Oh my gosh, the Dragon Lady.
Yeah, Dragon Lady. So I recovered the account. I was able to successfully delete that Gmail account now that I knew that I was Mega Mini Midget 2 at prodigy.net. So that account is forever gone.
Jeez.
Thank God. I don't
You
know
can
if the
have it,
Prodigy.net account still exists somewhere, and I have no idea where I would go to delete that. So,
Jeez. I
But
guess
that's-
I still
that's
have
a
a bunch of
closing
email
book on that
addresses
target.
just floating around out there
yeah.
that I never
That's it.
forwarded. So, oh my gosh, that's bananas, you mega mini maggot.
Yeah, and it was 2 decades probably in the making of finally getting
That's
around to deleting
insane.
that email address.
You should write that into a movie.
I should.
Yeah, it'd be a great film. Oh my gosh, that's bananas.
BANANAS.
All right, friends. We're going to move on through to the end. The parting positive thought.
PPP.
This comes from you to an unknown source. Being positive isn't pretending that everything's good. It's seeing the good in everything.
That's right.
And the good in your coronavirus situation was you were with your family who you love.
That's right. And we got Dunkin'
And it was
Donuts.
negative.
And it was
you
negative.
got Dunkin' Donuts.
Well,
Oh,
Morgan got
man.
Bojangles.
Good for her. Gosh, I miss Bojangles.
Oh, it's so good. I've had it like 3
I
times.
moved
since
to
I've been
North
here.
Carolina so I can have
Oh.
Bojangles. I'm like, we have to go to North Carolina. I need my Bojangles.
They have a new exclusive flavor of Mountain Dew. And it tastes
What's
like
the flavor?
if you I can't remember the name of it, but it tastes like if you take a cup of Hawaiian Punch and dissolve a D battery in it.
So terrible.
yeah. Yeah. I
Classic
kind of love
Mountain
it, but I
Dew.
drink it it's like, "Oh god. Well, that has a bite to it." But I can't stop.
Can't stop, won't stop.
Can't stop, won't stop.
Well, hugs and kisses to you all.
Hearts and sharts to all of you.
Shardy farts to all of you and the rest of you,
And
who
also
are
with
also
you.
all of you.